All right, so just want to take a minute and talk about, I appreciate you having me here at your site this week. We just got through doing a learning team around sort of a challenging changeover process that your team went through. And I wanted to get your thoughts on, what do you think about it? What do you think about the learning process, the learning team process?
I think the learning team process, it's a different approach, different in the sense that, when you're trying to get down to the root cause of a problem, it's not focused on the blame component, because traditionally when we have a problem and, we're trying to get to the bottom of it, we typically bring in, people who are generally doing the work and, ask questions, and to them it feels like an interrogation.
Right.
So, to me, this was an introduction for me to the learning process or the learning team concept for human operational performance.
Yeah.
And
it's human and organizational performance, but it's very much about what we call operational learning,
Yep.
right? And so what we were doing is a learning team or operational learning team.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So then, sitting through it and learning and listening at the examples, so basically the first thing that I saw is that blame, doesn't fix anything.
Right.
So then, you bring in the people involved, talk to them, try to find out, about the process. And just by doing it in a relaxed, atmosphere, when they know that this is not an interrogation, then they would be more willing to volunteer information, which is just what we've seen in the 2 learning sessions we have. Just think about, taking just like 5 people and just talking about the process of a changeover. They generated a lot of things, that they deal with, on a day-to-day basis. And we, as a leadership team, had no idea they were going through all of these things.
Right.
And the combination of these things, led to an event, but,
We didn't actually even talk much about the event at all, did we?
exactly.
Right?
We didn't talk about the event, and almost the event became like, irrelevant, because, there's actually far more serious things than the event in itself.
Right.
Which, in the productivity, of course, we talk about downtime, and even like, fix a safety item. So what do we do with all this wealth of information? I think that's our next
Right.
biggest challenge. So because that's a lot of information, a lot of useful information coming straight from the frontline employees. So I guess us as leadership need to figure out a way to take that information and still keep working the learning team system and generate solutions that will hopefully fix all these problems.
Yep, and some of the solutions are already coming from the team, right? Even in our second session, there was already some things that, we think this would help, and then this would help if we had more lead time. And I mean, just really good practical solutions, which is why I really enjoy, I love doing learning teams, because we learn more. It doesn't feel like an interrogation, because it's not. And then we get ideas from folks that actually have to deal with the solutions when the solutions are in place. So let's listen to their ideas for solutions. Yeah.
Exactly. And by doing that, they have more ownership into whatever you're trying to implement, and in the long run, that makes it sustainable.
And do you see the reason we say it's better to do probably fewer learning teams but do them well? Because like right now with the things that we're learning, we want to take time to follow up and make sure things are in place and actually make this better. Sometimes I see people get excited about what they're learning, and then they'll just start doing so many that they don't get anything done. And that can be, it's disheartening. If we all got together and we all gained a deeper understanding, but then we didn't fix anything, part of what we talk about is learning and improving.
Yeah, the follow-up part is definitely very important. So it is critical, to only, bite as much as you can accomplish and
Right.
follow up on. Because if you just come in and do, multiple learning sessions, without follow-up, it equates to just really doing nothing. So
Right.
yeah, I think it's not a bad thing, to have fewer learning sessions,
Right.
But do follow up thoroughly. Come up with solutions, as generated by that learning session,
Right.
before tackling on, next items, to generate a learning team on.
Good. All right, well, good. Well, thanks for having me here. I appreciate getting to come spend some time with you guys. And this for everybody that